It's a very long pause.
Well, welcome back to the RF Fitness Podcast, brought to you by rffitness.net, your source for online coaching built for and by busy grown-ups just like you who are on the quest for health and strength in everyday life.
Ah!
I'm your host, Rob Finlayson, certified older brother fitness coach,
Ooh,
and certified. Still not thrilled with the zoom-in camera.
yeah.
I got a gnarly zit in my lip this
I
week,
was
and it's
wow.
all I can look at.
I was literally just looking at it, and I was like, I want to ask, but we're recording, so I'm not going to ask.
It's just, I don't know, man. Lucky me. It's like on
Huh.
my lip. Do not recommend.
Okay.
And I'm here
Good
with
thing you're
my.
fully zoomed.
I know. I
What a
know.
time. What a
I know.
time.
What a time to be alive. And I'm here with my co host.
Rachael Hammered, younger sister, certified, sick of bedtime taking an hour. That's about all I got.
We are going to talk this week about goal setting, specifically goal setting for next year, the year of our Lord 2025. It's You're making a face because it's
The year of our Lord?
all years thus for the past 2024 years have been the years of our Lord. Anno Domini, AD.
Oh, okay.
Anno Domini is Latin for the year of our Lord. That's because we follow the Gregorian calendar. However, if we're speaking historical measurements, we could call it CE, Common Era.
Shut
That's
up.
just straight up. Shut up.
All right, cool. So goal settings for post Jesus.
I might make that the episode title.
Just shut up.
Just shut up. All right. Well, we're gonna dive into that after the jump here. But before we jump, Rachel, I want to know about your progress since last week's episode. We set a next best move goal for you, getting on your protein shakes every day. How's that going?
My shakes. Good. I hit it for 5 out of the 7 days. Um, Weekends we had delicious
Mm.
homemade eggs.
That took me for a second, but because you have chickens, they really are homemade eggs,
They're V homemade.
aren't they? Well, good. 5 out of 7 ain't bad. We'll see if we want to continue that or make another goal that's stack on top of it at the end of this episode.
Stack on
And
stack on stacks.
we'll see you guys after the jump. Oh, I landed. What a big jump, Rachel. Wow. I'm glad we both landed just fine. Okay, just real quick because we're talking about jumping now and landing. So I played Dungeons and Dragons, and years ago, we were playing a game of Dungeons and Dragons, and one of my characters cast the spell Jump on himself, which makes you jump really high. Big
That's
surprise.
crazy.
If you can imagine. And he was an Allosaurus at the time, I believe, because another magical spell had transformed him into a dinosaur. And so my
Obviously.
Allosaurus character jumped like 70 feet straight up into the air to do, honestly, maybe just because it was cool. And then as I was coming back down, our DM, Andrew, made me make a dexterity saving throw to see if I could land safely. And I got really creased about it because, to my mind, you should be able to land safely from a jump distance that you jump up from. It's been on my mind forever. This will mean literally nothing to anyone who listens to the show, but I just had to complain about it. So if you play Dungeons and Dragons, let me know what your ruling would have been. Can you land safely from a jump that you make with using the jump spell? I say yes. Let's make sure of the spell.
What percentage of your body in water counts as tripping?
What? Am I tripping? The fuck is that question about?
Okay. I know Kelly will love this question. Oh, my phone died. There it goes. Um
Richard, would you say your ADHD is well managed?
what? Okay. So, we had this theory at work for a long time that are you can you trip in water if you are like let's say 75% of your body is in water? Can you trip?
Yes. I mean, if you're walking.
Walking in water, you can trip in water at 75%.
At that point, I guess you're floating. I guess what do you consider a trip? Like you misstep or like you fall down?
You misstep and you're kind of like, oh,
Then yes. If I'm chest deep in water, I can definitely bump my boot on something and then fuck shit up.
interesting. We were all battling it out. We're like 50%, 51%, you can't trip. 49%, you
Why
can
why
trip.
wouldn't you be able to? Like why does that matter?
Because the float would catch you.
The float?
The
Like a
float.
what's happening, dude? What? What the
The
hell?
float is there to catch you.
It's not how it works, I
I
think.
think it does, actually.
You're talking about buoyancy, right? Like the body's
Yeah,
natural
the float.
buoyancy in water. Okay, thank you. Thank you for explaining it to me.
You're welcome.
Um okay, so now I'm hung up on this. So
Okay,
you're
so you're
saying
going you're in a zero depth pool, where it like starts off like, the rookery or whatever. You probably haven't been
yeah.
there in a very long time. And you're just walking through. Okay?
Mhm.
No boots on. You're in your swim outfit
Mm,
and you're walking in and just like you're up to your ankles and you trip. Oh shit, you really fall.
yeah,
You
definitely.
fully fallen
You
because
fully
you don't
fall.
have the float.
Okay.
And then you keep walking in, and now you're 50% in water.
So we're
And you
talking
biff it.
50%. We're at like belly button level, basically.
Yes.
Okay.
And you biff it.
Yes. You can still trip from that for sure.
I agree. But at
Yeah.
what percentage? If you're fully underwater, you can't trip. The float has you 100%. 100% float, you can't trip.
Hi, Rachel.
I
Rachel, I you're my sister and I love you, but I feel like I'm getting dumber the longer I think about this question. Like it's eating my brain cells like an
I don't.
amoeba.
I don't think so. I don't
Like
think so.
I'm struggling to understand we're so far off the rails
I don't
already.
believe so.
we're
We're in the float.
you know
Popping.
what? You know what? I'll make it a poll on this episode. Listeners, look
Thank
on
you.
your listening devices. Should be a poll here if I do my job.
On
Poll
Spotify?
on Spotify. Yes. Can you trip in, we'll say, 51% water? I'm not. It's just. It's the kind of thing. Like, really, last weekend I was talking about being on Threads and how I feel like there's just so much whack ass takes on there. This is the kind of shit I'm talking about. This is
I
like,
should I should get on
you
Threads.
should get on Threads. You would thrive.
Fair enough.
Goals. Jesus Christ. Goal setting for next year starts with looking backwards at the year in review, 2024. Now, I was talking about this before the jump, and you made a note that you don't have anything prepped for this, which is fair and fine. That's
Thank
just the
you.
nature of how this show has been. We've been at it for less than a year. We're still
Settle
going through.
down.
We're still down. We're still kind of figuring things out. That's fine. I'm cool with that. I'm okay with that. Here's what I've been thinking about because I think about these episodes a lot. In 2024, in January, probably last December, honestly, but in January for sure, I set intentions and I set goals for this year. And those are different things. My intention was to have a like word of the year or like a phrase of the
Oh yeah.
year. Yeah, this is gonna be like my guiding principle. This is gonna be like the thing that I anchor, like the lens through which I view whatever happens this year through. And for 2024, my word of the year was evolution. This is what I wanted to do. I want to evolve my business. I wanted to evolve myself as an athlete, as a father, as a husband, just all manner. I just wanted to evolve in general. And I think I've done a really good job of that. And I rebranded, started this podcast. I have a whole new service tier on RF Fitness, a D20 Athletics.
What's
And
the new
the thing,
service tier?
Quest groups.
Yes.
That's yeah. Quest groups is brand new as of this year, as of like January, when I ran my first pilot program. And even at work at Soda, we did a lot of evolution. We like did a huge revamp of
Yes,
the
you
space.
did.
And yeah, that was a whole thing. So what I've come to realize, and it was a really good learning opportunity for me. And I'm glad I had this intention to have this sort of frame of reference for it. Was that a lot of evolution, when it's happening, when you're doing it, feels more like growing pains. It looks more
Mm.
like growing pains than it feels like, because like evolution, you say it and you think of like, I just get better. It's like playing Pokemon, like dun 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 dun, and all of a sudden you're a war turtle. It's not like that. Like it's like several weeks of, wow, this sucks so much. I wish this was done happening to me, or months of that. And then all of a sudden it's done happening to you. And you're like, well, I'm glad that's fucking over. I don't feel any better, but like you actually are better at things for having survived that. So that's what evolution is to me. And my goal was just more like action oriented, behavior oriented. This is like things that I can affect with it's like a result that I can get. That's what a goal is to me. That was to overhead press double 71-pound kettlebells for reps. And I'm pretty much there.
71 pounds?
Yeah, because it's 32 kilograms. So it winds up being a
Oh,
weird amount in pounds. Yeah, it was like 70
okay.
pounds, 71 pounds, whatever. Yeah, they come in either way. Just the other day I was working out and I think I pretty much got that down. So good job, Rob. I did
Way to
it.
go, bro.
Yeah, I did not evolve as much as a jiu-jitsu player as I wanted. It's been probably more time this year
Are
not
you still
doing
on it?
jiu-jitsu. No, that's what I'm that's,
Oh.
that's what I'm talking about. Like I spent probably more time this year not doing jiu-jitsu than doing it for a variety of reasons. But next year, one thing I want to do is like really get back on that. Yeah. So I guess with that in mind, Rachel, did you happen to set any goals or resolutions, anything like that? Is there anything that you wanted to accomplish this year in January? Did you feel like,
Uh,
I mean, I know that's for most people, that's so long ago. That's the thing about
yeah,
resolutions.
seems
Yeah,
like ages ago.
it was. The Olympics happened this year. You remember that?
What? Yeah, you're right.
yeah, yeah, dude.
Buzzers. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah, I think I I don't know. I have felt like this year was going to be the year that I start gaining more of myself back
Hmm.
and being more than just Linnea's mom. But
Sure.
lol.
I
Uh,
mean, how's that going?
not great.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, she's still only like what, two and a half.
yeah, man. Yeah, I think that's just gonna kind of be not able to happen until she's in kindergarten. Especially the fact because I'm a stay-at-home mom, so I don't know. I've thought about putting her in daycare for like a couple of days, just for the fact of being have socialization and stuff like that. But man,
Hmm.
let me tell you, this kid is socialized now. We had a party. I had a party. My husband was not
Yeah.
here, mostly because it would have done him in. But
Okay.
we had 14 kids and 9 adults.
Jesus. I would not have liked that experience.
Yeah. Well, two of like my best mom friends
Hmm.
together have 7 kids. So, yeah, one has 4, one has 3.
That's a
So,
lot.
really racks the numbers up quick.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we got together to watch the Santa parade that goes by our house, which everybody loved except for Linnea.
So she lasted like 3 minutes or whatever. Want to go inside?
Oh, 3 seconds.
It sucks out here. Let's go back
Yeah.
inside.
Yeah, she said too loud, go inside. All right.
I get it. I
Um
hate I hate parades. I never liked them.
Yeah, I'm like, could we do the siren every other second.
Was it just like constantly going or something or what? Oh,
Constant.
poor kid. Yeah, she just hates the noise.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I don't know. I think maybe my goal this year just needs to be fully embracing it. Uh,
Mm.
and the fact that there isn't that many years left, because next year she will
Yeah.
be in preschool. Granted, it's part time, sort
It's
of
still a
thing.
big
But
change. Yeah.
yeah, right. Um, so yeah, just embracing the fact that we're in this life era.
Yeah.
Um,
It's all
kind of going
temporary.
from
Yeah.
it's all temporary. Yeah, there was this crazy graph that they had at ECFE.
Mm.
That was just mind blowing. And I should have taken a picture of it because it's not up anymore. But it's a pie graph of your life and the time spent from you know adulthood, hence like 20 to 50 or something, in your time in retirement and blah blah blah. But your time as a pre-K was the smallest one of all. Um, and it's just like seems so big and so
I mean, it's especially for you, for us, because it's like our first and only kid. Like
yes,
it feels interminable. Like it will never end
yes,
when you're in it. It's the growing pains while it's happening to you. It feels like it's just never gonna stop. I
yeah,
promise it
man.
does.
But then yeah, I look at these pictures of like 2 years ago. I'm like, 2 years ago she wasn't here yet.
Yeah. Right.
It's just like, no, she's a
Yeah.
full baby. uh
Right.
and yeah, like back to just like the year time hops or whatever,
Yeah.
flashback memories. And I just remember thinking like she was a toddler back then, but now,
Yeah.
man, she
Now she's
is
like actually a toddler.
she is wild and she is savage, the things she says and does.
Yeah, dude.
um yeah, so she's really encouraging me to lose weight because she told me that my neck and my chin are big.
Thanks, kid.
Thank you. Actually, correction, that my neck is big and my chin is really big.
Thank you,
Thanks,
mommy loves that.
Linnea.
Thank you so much for all that. It's okay.
um but yeah, I mean, so I think a huge reason why I have struggled, continue to struggle. I mean, obviously I've been having issues with weight essentially my entire life, but not a secret that I am completely off the game and really struggling to get back on. But because I'm like, okay, now I'm gonna give myself some time. Wait, just kidding. Bedtime has to take an hour and 15
Yeah.
minutes. And, like, my best friend Sam was over with her kid today, and I cooked a pretty baller dinner. Um, and it was literally just us, like, nonstop rotating around the kitchen, getting bowls and forks and refilling this and cleaning up that and
Hmm.
getting, oh my God. And then when we finally had the time to eat, we took shifts and we just like stood
Yeah.
there and just like
Yeah.
shoved our mouths full and then was like, oh no, I got it. All right, I got it, blah blah blah. And it's two adults and two kids.
Yeah. And it's
Like,
still so much.
and it's
Yeah.
still so overwhelming. And yeah, so like looking at my day of eating, and I of course I make sure that Linnea is fed first and fed a decent diet
Yeah.
and stuff. But then I'm just like, "Ah, I can't even freaking think." And like, okay, do I take this time to actually sit down and eat, or do I take this time to run a load of dishes? Um,
Right.
and yeah, so that's just been a lot.
Everyone who's ever had a kid out who's listening right now knows exactly what you're talking about.
Yes. But I like
Yeah.
I yes, that is reality, but it is also reality that I cannot freaking wait until she's in kindergarten to say, "Oh, now I'll get healthy." Because A, something else will come up and I'll
Right.
still be busy, and B, I want to I want to change my habits so she doesn't grow up with a big chin and an even bigger neck.
Right. Yeah.
So her kid doesn't roast her. Um So, yeah, the balance of it all, I think. That is my biggest goal.
It's a huge balancing
Balance.
act. Balance. I like that. Hey, maybe that's the intention we set for
And it's
2025.
going to be my word.
Exactly. That's going to be your word. Balance. I like that.
Wait, are we saying the word and the intention are the same thing?
That's kind of how I've been picturing it. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. And then you can spin out into whatever that word's going to mean or how it affects how you perceive things but I've been using it as basically like a guidepost for how to um like unpack what's going on.
Do you make vision boards?
No, but
All
we
right.
could.
I love a vision board.
Do you make vision boards?
No, I wish I did. Now my vision board is just Pinterest, and I
Okay,
don't really.
I think Pinterest just is the vision board. No one gets physical media periodicals anymore, so like it's
I
hard to like make a
know.
vision board out of like magazines or whatnot.
Right.
You know, I was actually it's funny you asked that specifically because I was looking up before you hopped on the call about like do vision boards work, and the internet is like straight down the middle on it. Like there's like 6 articles
Oh,
of like vision boards are garbage, here's why. And then there's 6 more articles about like here's how vision boards are the most powerful psychological tool you can use,
Jesus.
here's why. Yeah. So it's just like
Ah!
I don't know, I
It's
don't
almost
know.
like it's an answer from the internet.
Yeah, right. I mean, I've people I know who have done vision boards have said good things about how they help to keep you like focused on your goal, and like it's a visual reminder, and like making it has like this whole process as well.
Right.
But I know lots of people who achieve goals and don't make vision boards.
Yeah,
So
right.
I think it depends a lot on who you are as a person. You know,
Yeah.
yeah.
All
I
right.
guess I shouldn't say I've never made vision boards. I've made them very like what's the word, like sporadically throughout my life. They're almost always like fitness related or something like that, obviously. But yeah, I don't know if I've ever found it terribly helpful. Well, I mean, it's been moderately motivating, but not to the point where it's like it changes my behavior patterns. It's not gonna like break a chain of behaviors or anything like that, which is
You
like the
should do a
powerful
vision
thing.
board with Olivia.
That would be really cool, actually. That's a really fun
Yeah.
idea. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be like a good ring in the new year, and she's old enough to understand like what goals are.
Mm-hmm. Just gotta find some old magazines and stuff. Maybe we could go on our local buy nothing. Like,
Yeah, that's true.
do you got old
Shout out
magazines?
Buy Nothing Man
Yeah, if you guys aren't in your local buy nothing group, get on that.
on Facebook. Yeah.
It's done on the
You can only be
Facebooks,
in
dude.
one, don't be greedy.
Yeah, don't be greedy.
My
All right,
my Buy
so
Nothing group is rough though. One time they were giving
yeah,
out and it said like two-way handy. And it was like a filing
what,
system or something. And I
dude? Mo is on our local buy nothing group all the time, and she'll show me the some of the whack
yes.
stuff that people are
But you're
like.
in St. Louis Park. That's like pretty good money people.
People are still giving away opened yogurt containers and and a peeled orange and shit. Yeah, dude. Those
One
are just
time as a
the
tip,
those those are just the greatest hits, though. It's usually just
those are greatest
random
hits for sure.
stuff.
A peeled orange. That is wild.
Didn't like it.
I got a cake from a client as a tip, but it was like 2/3 eaten, and it wasn't like cut really. It looked like they were just grabbing it with their hands. They were like finger marks. And it
What
was
is
like
your,
this really weird shape of a third left.
do you groom dogs for Winnie the Pooh? What the
It was
fuck?
so weird. It's like this cookies and cream cake. I don't know,
Who
man.
gives a cake as a tip?
Oh, yeah, 2/3 eaten cake that was just
So
fingered.
many layers to this, dude. Wowzers, Bowsers.
Yep,
All right. Well, I like setting the intention of balance for you.
me too.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the intention, the frame of reference that I want for 2025 is to lean in I've done a lot of growth and evolving this year. I want to lean into the lessons that I've learned and just make the good things even better.
Hey, Mira.
Yep, I know. I was listening to the last episode and I could hear every single click of a pen and every single mirror has a thought that's too loud and he picks up on my freaking microphone. I bet there's crumbs upstairs I can lick off the floor. Um, how about setting some goals, a result that you can get?
Yeah. Hashtag the most overrated goal. I want to lose weight. I want
Laugh it's never
to,
die.
yep, actually go to the gym. I
Mm-hmm.
think I might check out the Rookery now as the gym because man,
Mm.
their childcare room is 3,000 times better. And I don't know, man. I genuinely don't believe that anything actually bad happened to Linnea at the Shoreview Community Center one, but she is just so freaked out. We tried again. It was an absolute no. Uh, who knows? But that kid says it's a no from me, dog. I'm already like my husband works full time, and then he also
Mm-hmm.
watches the kid when I work, and then to also be like, hey, you need to watch the kid while I work and work out, and then you work, and then that's a lot. So, um,
Yeah.
yeah, don't work. I like that one better. Um, no, I don't. I love grooming dogs. Do you see yourself ever not being a personal trainer?
I was just talking to Mo about this the other day. Um, I don't know is the thing. Like personal training, like the way the business is, it's very like energy intensive.
Mm,
Like not just physical, but like mental and emotional energy intensive too. So and like the answer to that is to move into more of like a leadership position, like this coaching kind of style that I'm developing, I guess, the last year or two, especially with my online stuff. That I think is going to be sort of like an answer. But if I don't think about like if I'm like 60, right? Am I still coaching? Am I still personal training? I think yes. You know, I know coaches, I know personal trainers in the past who are that age, who
yep.
are successful,
Yep.
still get it in. They're fit and active in doing it, you know. I think it's one of those things where it's like use it or lose it. Like it would seem impossible for me to do it at that age if I had stopped doing it long before I became that age.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? Like if I keep coaching until I'm 60, by the time I get there, it'll just feel normal. I think. I mean, there's other reasons for me to consider other job opportunities and other career paths. You know, this quote unquote late in life. I don't know, whatever. I'm only 37, but you know, I was just talking to Mo, yes, like literally last night about like, oh, like, is it stable enough? Like, where's my income going to come from? Like, it's so like, here's the thing about being a coach, a fitness coach, a fitness trainer is that I love what I do, and I'm
Hmm.
pretty good at it, and because people tell me that I'm good at it, and that's how I know. So I think Bruce Lee might have been the one to say it. When you're good at something, you want to tell everyone about it, but when you're great at something, people tell you, and people
Ooh.
tell me that I'm good at this. So that tells me enough. Um,
The dogs are always telling me how much
the dogs
how
constantly. It's a little bit weird sometimes, guys. I wish you wouldn't. But to that end, being an employee at a gym or a fitness trainer or a personal trainer, like my job isn't being a teacher like Mo. Like you have to go to school. It's literally against the law
oh yeah,
to
yeah, I get
not
what you're saying.
if you're
Right.
if you're a certain age. You don't. Could everyone use a coach? Yeah. Does everyone need a coach? No. It's like this it's like a massage therapist, right? Or like a specialist doctor
Like a
or
dog groomer.
something. Or a dog groomer. It's very much a luxury service that people who have in a like an excess of money and an excess of time, especially for training, are able to do. And the second things get tight, and they always do, you're the first thing to go,
Yup.
which sucks. But like, I'm the same way. Like I'm not doing jujitsu right now because
Right,
things are
right.
kind of tight,
Yep.
and that's just $190 a month that I don't need to be spending. Or like, so I love doing jujitsu. It makes me feel so like alive, but I just don't have the time. I don't have the fucking bandwidth for it. The money thing is also there. That's more of like a third tier thing at this point. But like I can just white knuckle it with some kettlebell workouts in my basement until next year, until like January, February when I'm able to get back to it. I have more time and space. But like I mean that's how it is. So that's kind of what I was um waffling about, I suppose, for the past 12 years. How long have I been doing this for? About whether or not I should keep doing this.
Yeah, you're telling me, man.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's just like it's. Thank God for Mo's job too. That she's
Yeah.
so stable,
Yes.
and
Thank God for Eric's job.
she's got the bennies, man, and that
Them bennies.
she's so good at what she does. Like as much as I talk up how good of a coach I am, and I am, Mo is a fucking phenomenal teacher. She's it's insane how good she is at this, and it's just because she's so goddamn passionate about it. She cares so much. It is insane in the membrane, dude. Um, so much when she talks about what she does. I'm like, God, I wish I had a Mo when I was in school. Could have used it, man. But to answer your question, unless something else comes along and like gives me a high five, yeah, I'll probably be training forever. I'm definitely never going to get rid of RF Fitness. I think I might like rebrand again some point down the line if I branch onto like enough other things. If I'm doing more than just coaching, if it's coaching and social media and writing and putting out products and doing videos and doing podcasts, like I'm such a prolifically creative person that it feels like I need to have the ability to always like be able to make other stuff. Like I'm just like I just have so many I just have so many ideas, you guys. I just need to be able to I just need to be able to, it is my curse. It is my gift and my curse, just like Spidey Man.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I
So
hear that.
I guess my goal then for next year, the thing that the result I can get is to finish and publish at least one of these creative endeavors that I've been on. Because I have other stuff that I'm working on. I have like this novel that I'm low key trying to write that's just been super duper backburnered the past 6 weeks. So it's in there. I have another product that I really want to work on that I'm really excited about. That's it's a role playing game. It's a rule set for a new role playing game where your character's abilities are based on you doing the workouts in a kettlebell program that like comes with it. It's like
Okay.
you work out to get better speed or endurance or strength in the game, and then how you
Okay.
roll the dice affects like what you're doing inside and outside of that. So but that's a shit ton of work. There's so much going into that. And there's like a video projects I want to do with people and my friends. And obviously there's this and the podcast. I'd like to see this get bigger. I'm excited for us to hit a year on the podcast and see what we can accomplish in that time.
Yeah, man.
Um, but like I said, I have so many ideas. So
Uh,
I should probably narrow it down. Pick one
mm,
thing. Aim small, miss small. But I think that bears well into our next piece, which is being realistic. Not necessarily for us and our goals. I mean, obviously, yes, for us and our goals, but we shouldn't be realistic. What I mean
but
to say
everyone
is
else.
everyone else should be. Limit yourselves. What I should say is that our goals are already realistic. Our intention is already realistic, I think. It is well within the realm of possibility for me to finish and publish a creative work, for you to lose weight, for you to find a balance, and for me to lean in. And like these things, like our intention supports our goal, and our goal feeds into our intentions. So if you can create like a feedback loop with those
Mm,
two things, like the your chance of success goes way 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 up. But I mean, being realistic, I think is let's talk about what that means. Because at the very beginning, maybe episode 1 or 2, I talked about SMART goals, and then everyone I know yelled at me because they were screaming in the car what SMART stands for in its. I'm gonna forget it again.
Oh no.
It's specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time based. Fucking
Look
got it.
at you.
Oh, eat my shorts.
My smart
Uh,
shorts.
my smart ass shorts.
Ass
So
shorts.
I guess it's an old joke. Never mind.
Okay.
So I guess when we're saying setting a realistic goal, what I really mean is setting a smart goal. Should be all of those things. So, and in a sense, weight loss is such a hyper popular to the point of being almost cliche. New Year's, especially for a New Year's resolution, New Year's goal. Let's unpack that a little bit. So I've had clients come to me with weight loss goals. I mean, you can imagine hundreds of times for the past decade plus. Some of whom, most of whom are pretty realistic about it. I want to lose a few pounds. Okay, let's get specific. What does that mean? Why do you want to lose a few pounds? What does that look like to you? A lot of it is actually reverse engineering a deeper question. This is where coaching comes in. So let's say Ben comes in. Ben wants to quote unquote lose some weight. How much weight? I don't know. I just don't want to, I feel bad all the time. Let's unpack that. What doesn't feel good right now? What would you like to feel better? In what ways would it feel better? Well, when I sit in the car, the seat belt hurts when I bring it across my stomach. And I tried to go on a roller coaster this summer with my friends, and I couldn't fit on the chair, and
I
that
hear you,
hurt.
Ben.
And that hurt. It's like, okay,
I've
so we.
been there.
Oh, hey, don't blow up his spot. So what we're doing here with Ben, air quotes, is we're identifying pain points. This is the problem to which we are going to try and find a solution to. The solution here obviously is to lose weight. Okay, so we know why, because it hurts physically and emotionally the size that you're at right now. Okay, so how do we do that? Let's make this attainable. For what Ben wants to accomplish, we're looking at 70, 80 pounds, whatever. That's certainly, it can be attainable and it can be realistic. We need it to be time based. Are we talking about a month, Ben? That's neither of those things. Are we talking about 3 months? That's neither of those things. If we're talking about like a year plus, that's much more realistic and it is more time based. We don't need to set a specific date on something, especially something as wild and woolly and as human as losing a large amount of weight. So I'm not going to say like you need to lose 80 pounds by fucking Arbor Day or whatever of next year. You don't love Arbor Day?
I it's my favorite.
Yeah. It's Ben's too. So, but because of that, I'm not going to say that Ben has to lose this weight by Arbor Day because that's like it is time based and it's probably too specific to become reasonable or attainable. So if we say within the next year, I want to eventually be able to get on that roller coaster. That's the goal. Maybe it's not a number on the scale because I like that actually attaching a weight loss goal to something else other than a number on the scale. Attaching
That's
it
what you
to
call NSVs,
correct
non-scale
a
victories.
non-scale victory. That is correct, Rachel. Very good, very smart. So we're looking for ways to tie success not to a metric, but to an action, to a result, to a behavior, to a thing you can do. That's what I like about setting a goal that is realistic. So for Ben, I mean, we talk about on this podcast all the time: exercise, diet. What are the secrets, quote unquote? Well, there aren't any. We talked about this literally last episode. Like,
Right.
it's just eating the foods and moving a little bit more and doing the training and stuff like that. Knowing what to do is not necessarily the difficult part. Getting yourself to do it and then stick to it is exceedingly difficult. And there's always going to be challenges come down the line, like, hey, this is feeling weird, or like, I don't know what to do next, or I feel like I'm hitting a plateau, or like, I just
Or
can't seem to
challenges like
self.
the food companies are doing this to me.
All correct, all valid. And diet culture is designed to keep you sad and fat.
God.
God, I'm not even going to turn this into a rant yet. But that's the kind of thing I'm talking about. So that's what I mean by a smart goal, by a realistic goal. So Rachel, if we could take your goal of weight loss, good, valid, strong, and
Hmm.
apply SMART, smart, to 2025, what can we unpack here a little bit? What can we make more? Let's start with this. What can we make more specific?
Specific? I think, well, if we could just start by losing the weight that I already lost, uh, that'd be pretty dope. Um,
Okay, and that's measurable. That is a known quantity that we can observe. Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, my biggest thing with talking to my therapist, everybody's favorite therapist, Missy,
She is
say
now.
with
Wah, wah, wah,
me,
wah, wah. I should get like the
Missy,
air
Missy,
horns
Missy,
in.
Missy. Uh, that she basically, her opinion is like why I have thrived.
Mm-hmm.
Um, is the fact that I took a big swing one way of like restrictive eating and working
Mm,
out, and it was like pretty gnarly restrictive eating. Um,
mm.
but it is so hard for me to imagine a world where uh, you could just have a package of Oreos in the house that last a month.
I don't see that as happening ever for anyone. Like, how does that happen?
I have seen multiple snack cabinets where people say like, "Oh, those Oreos are old."
What?
Right.
Wigs me out, dude. Who's not eating
Okay.
fucking Oreos, man? Yeah.
Isn't that insane to me? Or is insane to the world? But yeah, so she was basically just like, yeah, you went like so hard on one way and it paid off and I felt great. Well, actually I didn't even feel significantly more amazing, which was really annoying. Um, but mostly my foot didn't feel any better. I'm doing it for the
Mm.
foot. Which
Okay.
PS, I know everybody is wondering that cortisone shot, wah wah, didn't work.
Oh
Um,
no.
yeah.
Wah,
So
wah.
pretty cool. Felt good for a week. Um,
Yeah.
yep. And I think my ADHD is well managed. So there was a big there's a big swing of restriction and complete lifestyle change or whatever, and then just as the pendulum goes, swung over to the dark side. Um, and so, but now I am taking a step in trying to really understand why I keep going to the dark side. So, there are things happening that we'll talk about later. But yeah, so I think, what was the original question?
How do we make your goal of quote unquote weight loss
Ooh, yes, yes,
more
yes.
specific and measurable, attainable, realistic, and time based?
Well, within this next year, I think I should get my ADHD more managed. It would be super dope to lose 100 pounds in 2025.
Pretty dope.
That's all I
Uh,
got for you.
can we can we find a non-scale way to measure success?
It would be super dope to fit into the clothes that are in my closet.
There we go. Let's do that. Okay, I like that.
Okay.
I think Missy might appreciate that one more too, because I remember early in the podcast there was a lot of feedback from Missy about talking about
Oh,
specific numbers,
honey,
and
there is still feedback.
I'm so glad to hear it.
And there'll be more from where that kind of
There's
came from.
more where that came from. Well, I guess that kind of also trails into my next point here of getting support. Like I said in the
Yes.
last episode, like it takes a team. No man is an island. And even with a goal like losing weight or finishing and publishing a creative work, you kind of can't do it by yourself, even if it feels like you did. Like if I say I wrote and published this book all by myself, and it's like, well, but like someone had to help me edit it and someone had to fucking read it and I had to be in physical places to write it. Like I had to have the time, like someone's teaching my child at school.
I was thinking,
While
yeah,
I
literally
have the
just
free
about to say
time,
somebody's got to be watching your kid.
someone's watching that kid while I do this thing, So you can't do it alone, even if it seems like a solo endeavor. So what are the support systems that we can lean on to chase our goals?
Mommy.
Mommy, how so? Please expand.
I don't think I need to say any more. But
If I could make myself any clearer.
yeah, I think. I mean, mom has been through all the same weight loss stuff. She has a lot of the same mental struggles that she gave to me. Um,
I also have them when she gave them to me.
it's strange how that works.
Remember when mom
Um,
sent us that text link to that ADHD thing, the test thing, and you're like, it says I have ADHD. Whoa, weird. That's
and then we just
crazy.
dealt with it with humor.
Yup.
um, yeah, so I think Eric is really good for like verbal support,
mm,
but Eric is not a diet loving man. Um,
sure.
so I think that different support comes from different people. I've always said that like, I think you need different friends for different reasons, and
Totally.
like one friend that you can talk to about your cis, and one friend that you can
Talk to her about your what?
your cis.
Are you saying cis like a cyst or cis
No,
like a sister?
no, cyst like CYST. I have a
Cyst.
cyst. Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
health things. I don't know.
So you have your
Weird
medical.
health things.
So you got your medical mysteries, friend.
Yes, and you got your like mom friend. You got your
Totally.
good time friend.
Mm-hmm.
Know what I'm saying? So,
Totally.
yeah, Eric is my cyst support, and
Love that. Love that journey
and
for you.
also verbal encouragement. I mean, yeah, Eric does a great job of when I am on my game of like supporting me and
Hmm.
eating his things not in front of me.
Okay. Hey, that is support.
That
That's an
is
action.
support.
That is an action being
Um,
taken in order to help you reach your goal.
yes, and then I'll get my physical support, or like physical working out part, and well, all other from you, and uh, I think the mostly mental health stuff, obviously from Missy, um, but then literally everything else accompanying with that is with mommy. God, I love
Sure.
mommy. Um,
Just I don't know if you're
title
talking about someone got to watch that kid.
title should be God, I love mommy. No, it shouldn't.
I
Um,
I will consider it.
okay, thank you. Yeah, honestly, because mom is quite literally the only babysitter we have. So,
Yeah.
um, and sometimes I'm when she's available, but she's busy too. But yeah, so support from everybody.
Everybody, you have a wide network, Rachel.
I
It's
have so many
very
best friends.
you sure do. We have discussed that at length.
But I would like to say, for the people listening, even your wife who listens, who knows me, said, I actually now understand slash believe that you do have that many best friends.
Sure.
I'm like, God, thank you. It's not just me because, like, oh, my friends are listening, so I could better say, no, they're literally so many best friends, and they are all my best friends.
Love that journey for you.
Okay, my Grammy list would be long.
For sure. Love
So,
that journey for you, sis.
thank you. Bitch, I had
Uh,
24 people at my party.
that's a lot of people.
That's too many.
I don't know if I know 24 people. Um, let's. The ADHD test told me I have depression. Let's okay. So the last note that I have on our setting and intention setting goals thing here is to just to make it happen. Like it has to be more than just words. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? Like it has to
right.
be action. It have to be
Yes.
verbs involved. It got to verb the adjective noun.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be more than just that. So like my next best move would be to actually work on some of these creative projects. Like I have a lot of other stuff in the works right now. So, but as much as I say, oh, I should do it, it's like I feel like everyone who says they're going to write a book says they're going to write that book for like 27 years and then never writes
It's
that.
always 27 years.
Never write classic.
I mean, I
Never
said,
writes that book.
I've probably been saying I'll lose weight for 27
Right.
years.
Yeah. Right. Right.
So, but this coming year, there
It'll be different.
is some big moves happening,
Big
some
moves.
deep dives,
Yeah, dude.
and more that we'll talk about in a later episode.
You got it, bud. All right, so we got our intentions. We have set intentions for next year. Leaning in, finding balance. We have goals for next year.
We do.
Finish and put out a creative project. Lose enough weight that you can fit into the clothes in your closet. We have our realistic expectations all set. We have our support networks identified, and we are committed to action. Yes?
CTA.
Yep. Committed to action. That took me a second. Good. We'll leave it there for right now. We'll probably revisit this again in January when it's, the algorithm, whatever, wants to do New Year's shit. For right now, though, what's going to be our next best move, Rachel, for next week? What are we thinking?
I think we should try to shoot for, dare I say, 7 out of 7 protein shakes. What is with that disgusting face?
I look like this all the time. I don't know what we were talking
It's
about.
so zoomed in. Um,
That's awful, you guys.
and working on my water intake.
Water intake. Okay, I'm gonna
Protein shakes
add
and water intake. We're doing stacks on stacks on stacks.
more shakes, more water. Do you think it's gonna be like at least 51% to 78% of your body in the water? Will you be able to trip in it?
Yeah, I'm looking to be at float level.
In the float.
In the float.
Into float. Great. This has been the RF Fitness Podcast. This has been the
Fill
RF.
out the question, everybody. I need to know.
This has been the RF Fitness Podcast. And before you ask, yes, I am available for online coaching. To find out if it's right for you, head to rffitness.net. That's
It is
RFFITNESS.NET.
Oh, God.
And then scroll all the way down to the bottom of that page to see what kind of coaching I offer. You should also do the client application and hit join the party to join our community Discord server for free. Our theme music at the jump is Funk AF by Everett Ullman, distributed by YouTube Studios. Thanks for listening, guys. And as always, keep questing.
Bye.